I'm Roy, your friendly neighborhood East Coast aviator. I've had a passion for airplanes and adventure for as long as I can remember. Join me as I work towards my private pilot license and the stories that unfold along the way, embracing the chaos, one knot at a time. Top of the day to you all, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Your friend, the neighborhood East Coast aviator here. And today's topic is going to be about one of the most important parts of any adventure, the beginning. So, how do you even become a pilot? So first off, my recommendation would be to find yourself a local flight school and book yourself a discovery flight. So you show up at the arranged time, pay your reasonable fee. Shouldn't cost you too much to do that. And then prepare to experience what, for so many of us, is the gateway drug to aviation. So you'll meet an instructor, and the instructor will give you a rundown on what is going to be taking place. They will do their pre-flight inspection of the airplane and all their pre-flight and in-flight checklists, and before long you will be in the air. You'll be in the left seat, and once the plane is straight and level, you will have the controls in your hands, and suddenly it will not feel like so much of a dream anymore. It will feel like reality. So my instructor that took me up, she showed me local landmarks, various points of interest, made me feel at ease and comfortable. And honestly, she had me hooked by the time we hit the ground. So if you then decide that, yes, this is indeed something that you want to do, then congratulations. Welcome to the broader aviation community. Now, there are multiple levels to aviation. Whether it be recreational pilot, private pilot, commercial pilot, whichever path you take. If you do decide you want to become a commercial pilot, then you have to go through your PPL anyway. And since PPL is the focus of this channel, we're going to focus on that. So the next step is to find yourself a qualified aviation medical examiner. Now, to help out with that, I put links down below to the Transport Canada and FAA medical examiner database search. That way you can find a qualified professional. And you're going to want to pass and obtain your Category 3 medical, also known as a Class 3 medical. Now, a Class 3 or Category 3 medical is not anything to be too stressed about. It's just to make sure you're healthy and fit mentally and physically to operate an airplane safely. It's not about being perfect. It's about making sure that you meet the basic medical and mental standards to operate that aircraft responsibly. Just think of it as your aviation wellness check. Now, with that out of the way, then you're going to be ready to take the show to the air. Now, in Canada, the requirements are as follows. To obtain a private pilot's license, you must be at least 17 years of age. You can start training earlier, usually around 14-ish, I think, is the entry, but you just can't actually receive a license for that time. You need to have that Category 3 medical. You need to complete 40 hours of ground school. You will need to pass your written exam. There's also, along the way to your written exam, you will need to pass what's called the P-STAR or Pre-Solo Test of Air Regulations, as well as your radio operator's certificate, which is required to legally operate the aviation radio in the country of Canada. Then you'll need to complete a minimum of 45 hours of flight training with an instructor, both dual with the instructor and solo, and then pass your oral and practical flight test. Now, for our US friends, the requirements are quite similar. So you need to be at least 17 years of age. You need that class 3 medical. You need the 40 hours of ground school. You need to pass the written exam. And you need the minimum of 40 hours of dual and solo flight time and pass your oral and practical flight test. Now, I am honestly unsure if anything else is required. You would want to check with your flight school. They'll prepare you for anything that you need. Now, it seems like a lot, but it is not a race. Rome was not built in a day. Keep in mind that while the minimum is 45 and 40 hours, respectively, the actual average tends to be higher. So if you aren't ready to nail it right off, don't stress out. I've seen pilots get it right on the nose. I've seen pilots who have taken, 100 hours to get it. What matters is, in the end, you are a safe and happy pilot. Now, another thing I will recommend along the way would be to find your local flight club. There are plenty of them out there. They're all over the place. You will find extra motivation. I know I did in immersing yourself with other pilots of various experience levels. And I know for myself, after I finished my discovery flight, I immediately sought out and joined the local flight club. They made me feel so welcome. Even as a newbie who had never taken a single flight lesson, I felt like I belonged. It felt like home. The camaraderie is well worth it. Now, your next step is to find yourself a flight school. Now, it doesn't have to be the one that you took your discovery flight in, or maybe you decide you want to go that route. What is important is there's many options out there. Go talk to them, visit them, see what they're about, meet some instructors. It's more important to find a school and an instructor that fits you. Personality clashes don't work, but finding one that fits you is key to success. You want to set yourself up for as much success as you can. Now, some flight schools also offer the ground school in person. If you can get that, great. You can get your airborne and ace your theory. That's like 2 logbook wins and 1 liftoff. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If that is not an option, now for me, it wasn't because I had to travel to do my flight training. The other option for ground school is to sign up to a online ground school. And for our U.S. friends, you have a lot of options. I've heard great things about Sporties. I've heard things about Pilot Institute, Gold Seal, King Air, I believe, is another one. What is important is that you spend time finding the ground school that fits you best. Now, it's a lot of information to learn. Everyone learns a different way. Every one of these guys is different. Find the one that fits you best. Now, for me, I'm in Canada, so we have a few options up here as well. We have the Hangar online ground school, as well as pilottraining.ca, which used to be known as Harv's Air. Now, both are great schools. Personally, I am a very proud graduate of Hangar. My recommendation is them, but that is my personal recommendation. You find the one that's best for you. Now, keeping in mind and full transparency, I am not sponsored by Hangar. However, Paul and Conrad have always been great for me. The content that you learn will get you through every step of the way that you need to know for your ground-based knowledge. You can sign up for their free P-Star course. So that allows you to have all the tools you need to pass that pre-solo test of air regulations exam. Among that, you can also find a introduction video to the main course. And well, in my opinion, you should sign up for that. It's an option for you as well to consider. I will put a link below down there for that, just for your reference. Now, either route you take, whether it be in person, whether it be the online ground school, you're going to need books. There is reading. I know. But there's a lot of knowledge to take in. It's not as bad as you think. But we'll cover that next video. And I'll show you, for those who are taking online ground school, you'll need to find the books yourself. If you're taking an in-person ground school, in most cases, they will supply you the books that you need with your fee. So that's kind of nice to kind of get that for you. The next part, obviously, is your actual in-flight training. That's the fun. That's the meat and potatoes. That's where it all comes together. We'll discuss those as we go along through the life of this channel, and as my own flight training progresses. Those will be topics for future videos. Now, there are two schools of thought when it comes to flight training. So one school of thought is take your ground school and your in-flight training, do them side by side so that everything is fresh and current for the both of them, and you can put context into the real world. The other side of that coin is to finish your ground school, get all your exams, get focus just on the flight training at the end of it all. That's the route I'm personally going. That's my personal preference. Make the decision on the path that you feel is best. And by all means, talk to your instructor. He or she can give you the best advice for there. Now, for those of us in Canada, I would recommend, though, that you take care of the P-Star and radio operator certificate as quick as you can. Get those two things out of the way. That'll be two less things you got to worry about. And then you can just focus on the good stuff. Now, that's all for today, my friends. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and embrace the chaos one knot at a time.